right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of the thing. You're thinking about how you can secure your family legacy. You're wondering how you can make sure that your family values, your family's hard earned wealth and assets, and as I said, values and even mission are carried on even after you pass away. And my job is to make sure you can hear me. So let me put my headphones on. All right. What's going on, everyone? This is Courtney Rollins with the Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel, Facebook group, and podcast. About to cover one of my favorite topics. As a life and transitions property expert, I am coming across people so often who are going through the estate planning transitions or someone's passed away. A lot of the properties that I'm either purchase or find solutions for are properties that involve in probate. And it's led me to one of my missions, and that is helping my family and helping your family come up with comprehensive estate plans so that their legacy, as I was saying earlier, is secure, that their hard on, that your hard on wealth and even values are carried on. And shout out to a cool Tar Heel who reached out to me and asked for some support, thinking about how to secure some of their family's land and legacy. And shout out to some clients I worked with in the past, particularly one young lady who uh, had the great idea of having a will party. So all her family came over and they sat down and they all did their will together. So I thought that was super cool, and I want to keep sharing that with you all. So I'm going to get in the nitty gritty. At least for me, it shouldn't take too long, but I want to show the an action item plans that I have created that my family is executing and going through, and then I just want to show you a brief checklist that you may find useful. So let's take a look. All right, so let's see if I share my screen. I'm going to show you, and this isn't set up in any particular order. I'd like you to know that. There's some things that are naturally have to come before other things, but let's see where would it be? There we go. All right. Share. Oh, cool. All right. So let's see. So here's the actual checklist that I'm using. Again, there's no particular order. I know I need to gather all my insurance documents, my life insurance document, make sure that I have them in place, as well as my retirement documents. I should have put that up there, so I need to add that in. Once I didn't put it down before. Gather retirement fund documents. All right. And I need to make sure that the beneficiaries on those insurance and retirement documents are designated to the trust that we've created. All right. I need to assign the grantor. Well, the grantor is the person who created the trust. Um, the trust. So that's not a difficult thing. I'm just these are stuff that have already been done, but some I just want to put out as raw what's in my mind to make sure that it gets through. Now, uh, assign the grantee of the trust as um, um, the person who's allowing the trust to be granted. Make the trust the beneficiary of the trust so that if I have life insurance designations and things of that nature, or property, that the trust gets to control it. Identify the custodians of the trust. That's sort of like the next step. Identify a family board of directors. I think it would be awesome if my family has some vetted people where they may actually be family members, and hopefully they will be, or folks that we can trust to make sure that things are running properly based on the trust when I pass away or even while I'm alive. We need to have guidelines created for the voting rights, the responsibilities, how long the tenure of the people who are in there, what are some of the boundaries and restrictions for family board members. So that's some work that's going to need to take place and definitely rely on some trusted state professionals to guide us there. We need to identify guardians for children as well as guardians for if someone becomes incapacitated or for whatever reason, and those successive guardians, just in case um, those guardians aren't available or aren't available for whatever reason. You need to make sure that the family mission statement and preamble is included in the trust document. So that's what's one of the things that's really awesome about this. As a family, if you already have one, you can place that right into the trust document. If you don't have one, it's a great thing to look at to help guide some of the behaviors and actions and be explicit about your values you want as a family. Transfer our businesses into the trust so that the trust owns those needed to fund the trust. So make sure all the deeds and titles have been transferred over into the trust name. Um, write out the letter of intent. This is another name for this is letter of intent. So write out the terms and conditions for memorial service and funeral wishes. How would I like to be remembered and things of that nature, and everyone have the opportunity to express explicitly what they would like, and hear from others, so that there is less confusion, more clarity on what those final wishes are. Include the family shield. If you have like a shield or a crest or something, that'd be awesome to include in that space. And maybe in the trust, you can put an explanation of the symbols that can be carried on. This is again tradition, legacy being carried on. Contact some estate planning professionals to review the documents that are prepared by Trust and Will. Trust and Will is an awesome modern resource that we've used to be able to prep the documents, and they are vetted by estate professionals. And I think it's always good to get some more eyes on there. Cross your T's, dot your I's. Contact a trusted estate planning professional. Well, you see, I was typing it so fast, so I have all these typos. I can't stand them. Estate planning professional to help facilitate the conversation. The estate planning, I call it a party. Maybe it's a different word we'll use by the time we have it, but we need to have somebody besides just a family member. I think it would be cool to have not necessarily a neutral party, but an informed. I mean, yeah, they're neutral as far as uh, not having a side on who gets what and what's distributed, but they are informed and they are a professional that can help us facilitate a productive conversation. All right. Prepare the digital estate plan. So who's going to have access to your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok passwords, and who knows the email address, email address, email passwords, all that good stuff. Who's going to, what do you want done with that stuff, and who's going to have access to that stuff? Make sure that we review our documents just ourselves. Our healthcare power of attorney. So if I pass, what are my, health, who has, control of those conversations? What about the health directive? What do I want to happen if I'm capacitated? Who has financial power of attorney in those situations, as well as who has access to the HIPAA has access to my health information. Of course, having the trust and the will reviewed is super important. Now, I think for me, my family, we need to schedule this and give everyone at least 3 months in advance to look over any resources to understand. That means giving people a call and helping them understand why we're having this meeting with the family members you're including, and that the family meeting should take, uh, give people 3 months to get prepared for whatever they need to prepare for, but no longer than 6 months to make it happen. Schedule a notary to attend because there may be some documents that can be prepared and signed right there and get this ball going and not have to, just pushing it off. Of course, giving every family member a call or contact or meeting so that we can all, be aware and have plenty of prep time. And send out prep resources so that people are hearing and understand the same thing. This is an opportunity for the family to build its financial literacy. So sending out any resources, welcoming any resources that people have either at the time of the meeting or prior, have some co-created guideposts for a productive conversation. The professional may be able to support that, but it's important that everybody knows that, hey, this is why we're having this conversation. This is the rules or the guidelines we're going to have in this conversation because it's all so that we can have a healthy, productive work here for the family. And it might be a great opportunity to review, revise, or even co-create the family mission statement there. Legacy Now is an awesome tool that allows for like digital storage of your estate planning documents, like your trust, your will, and power of attorney, all that stuff, so that people know where the stuff is. You've worked so hard on this, but to not find it, not know where it is, can be a challenge. So that's what we're have to do in our checklist. Set a reminder schedule for people. Hey, remember next week we're having the family party. We're talking about our estate plan, all that good stuff, right? At the family meeting, set the schedule for the annual. I'm putting annual for us, but maybe we want to do it more than annually. But for us to celebrate the family, look at our estate plan, and keep uh, discussing the legacy we want to create. With the trusted CPA, need to discuss the implications of having things and property and income coming into the trust. So we were following those guidelines and schedule a guideline for the trust to be funded. Fire. I don't understand fire is. I'm moving fast right there. Funded, recording title and deeds and all that stuff into the trust name. It's one thing to have the document created, but if you have not recorded the deeds and titles and all that into the name, it's not funded. Into the name of trust is not funded, and it's not a useful document. It's more of a suggestion and guideline. And of course, create a fun and celebratory atmosphere for the family meeting. I know some people may assume that talking about your estate and death and thing and stuff is could be not the most fun thing, but for me, I think it's an awesome way to to face mortality and give you the opportunity to permission to live and to grow and to set your legacy. And it's takes a weight off your shoulders that you have permission to live and to die. And gather the trust documents. I don't know why I put that there, but I think that's already been included. So those are some of the things, again, and not in particular order, that I'm going to be looking at. But now let's take a look at what you may decide to may be helpful for you. All right, because those are specific to me. Hopefully they'll be helpful to you as well. But we're going to go over 10 things. Some of them are redundant, and again, they're not in a particular order, as I said. So, yeah, will and trust. Do you want a living will? I mean, if it says living will or trust, the trust is definitely stronger if you followed me on this. Now, again, I must say, I should have said at the beginning, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a estate planning attorney or professional. I'm not giving legal or financial advice. Just sharing, again, what my family's doing, and hopefully my experience supports and helps you think about what you guys are doing. All right. But I do believe a trust is stronger than a will. But when you have a comprehensive plan, it can include a will that includes your your intentions for when you do pass and all. Having that healthcare directive, as we spoke of, making sure people know what you want done. Do you want to have life support? Do you want how long would you want life support? Do you want your organs to go this or that? Making sure that's filled out is very important. It's also known as a living will. Power of attorney, who has the financial power of attorney, who has the healthcare power of attorney. Those need to be dictated or determined. The guardians, as we said, make sure you know who's going to be the guardian for loved ones, regardless of the age of the loved one, who's going to be the guardian, and who can be the successive guardians just in case the guardian is not able to do it or has already, yeah, they're not able to do it if it passed, so who isn't able or willing to do that. Uh, Make sure the beneficiaries are designated. I would recommend, well, again, I'm not a CPA, but we're going to make sure that our trust is a designated beneficiary of many things so that we can continue to make sure things stay in the family and continue moving forward. Your digital estate planning, again, who has access to all those Gmails, emails, passwords, and all that good stuff. The MySpace. We haven't done MySpace in decades, but yeah. Letter of intent. How would you like, ideally, for your memorial, funeral services, or homegoing services, however you determine or describe that to be carried out? Making sure your life insurance is comprehensive enough. Again, I've been encouraged and to make sure that the trust is the beneficiary of the insurance policy so that it's can avoid some challenges that may occur if it goes directly to one person. And if that person has a lawsuit and or is married, and uh, those benefits would go to the other person, especially if there's a divorce, and it can get really challenging. So making sure that the trust is designated as the beneficiary, and make sure there's terms in the trust where your family can benefit from those funds is so important. That's why it's important to sit and talk to someone to make sure you have the proper language in there to make sure people are protected. Make sure you organize those documents, get them recorded, get them in there, and make sure you routinely follow up. I would recommend at least once a year that you revisit the conversation. Make it a joyful, wonderful family practice. Hey, if you need support, if you need some modern tools, I have a great relationship with a modern way of organizing and creating a comprehensive plan that's trust and will, as well as some other tools that allow you to find out and maintain, put these in one place with Legacy Now. So reach out to me. I would love to share a special discount code, and hopefully this will be helpful to you. This is Courtney Rollins with the Life in Transitions YouTube channel. That's LITE, sharing the insides and outs of my checklist, and hopefully you will put one together, and some guys if you're trying to put one together for yourself. But this is Life in Transitions Experts channel, LITE. Let your light shine. Cheers.